want none. I got that experience like I've been doing this for centuries. Before the events, I would practice while it was empty. Never needed approval, all I needed was improvement. Got swift with the movement, I attack and defend. We ain't in the same league, we breathe the same air. They act out of fear, that ain't the same here. They don't know why they came, I know why they ain't clear. And when I need to switch it up, I only change gears. Enemy, where art thou? There were so many have-a-goes, it's looking sparse now. I let my weapon whisper to you like a can't shout. I'm getting even, 4-2-3, I'm like a calm cow. But you can count on me to do it for the right price. It ain't a game even though I spite. They feel the presence of our zeitgeist. Our victories were written in bright lights. I'm moving like a hitman. Cause I go in and get the job done. You see me moving like a hitman.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. My name is Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And here he is, Terrence Crawford. And the man he'll be facing, it's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr. He tipped the scales at 70. And here he is, Roy Jones Jr. He won world titles at...
This bout is scheduled.
The fans are ready, and it looks like the fighters are now ready.
It's a privilege and an honor to be here. I feel so lucky to be sat here talking about something I love.
Thousands of fans here in attendance. High hopes for this battle between these two athletes. Jab slightly off target. Couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the fans of the people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
Nice counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. Wasn't ready for that counter punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Didn't land that jab. Just missed with that jab. Counter punching. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Those counter punches have to hurt. Fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
A perfect counter shot. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you're going to get knocked out. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter punch. The straight right just misses. He scores with the counter. How about that time counter shot? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecard's going to need a knockout. There's the bell to start round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Punch caught him clean. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Straight right just misses. Swing and a miss with that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Counter shot lands. Catch and shoot. That big hook doesn't land. Perfect counter lands. Good counter punch. Throws the jab and doesn't score. Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Nice counter. He threw a punch and just got countered. Punch, counter punch. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What would you tell this guy if he's got to do something different?
Every second, every minute of this.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. They exchange punches. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Nice counter punch. So much firepower here. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Do not throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Nice counter shot. Good counter punch.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny? Look back in the history books. some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
You know what?
There's the bell to start round 5. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
They both want the knockout. He threw a punch and just got countered. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Good counter punching. Do you believe this? Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
That counter, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it could...
On to the 6th round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Perfect counter lands. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Nice stop, but that won't score. Catch and shoot. Straight right, just misses. Nice counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these 2 boxers, Johnny?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Punch is beginning to take its toll. They both want a knockout, you can tell. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt.
And there's the bell for round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. Not so tense anymore, trying to loosen things up. I like it.
Set it up with a jab, though. Set it up with a jab, then look for your power shot.
Feeling like I got a brand new contract. Armed and dangerous and ready for combat. Soon as I catch him on sight, it's contact. I get the job done proper, there's no comebacks. That's not fair, people hoping on the balance. But even you got that magical, you have it. And we were born and blessed with all this talent. Soon as we're given the task, it's so apparent I'm fully prepared, fully activated and ready. Focused on the target, grab my weapon, hold it steady, your name. You know that aim rain's heavy. Got the beast in me screaming out, let me out the cage. I ain't got to do it with rage. The days are numbered, see my steps are calculate. On time, not a second hour late. You're witnessing the mastery that we display like a hitman. Yeah.